Hey guys, it's Stephanie and I'm here with my June TBR. If you guys follow me on any other social media, you know that this is going to be a crazy month for me because I am in the middle of a move, which hopefully means a few things. One of them I am really hoping means I will have a better background. I realize you guys are above that and you don't care if people have crappy backgrounds or bad lighting because you're above that and you're here for the books. But for me, I would really like for once to just have a cute background where I can show off all of my books and not have to worry about my kids or cat entering frame. So I'm hoping that in the next few weeks we will see a shift in location, hopefully for the better. Because of that, this TBR is not going to be all that ambitious. At this point, I am only planning on reading things that I have agreed to beforehand. So the book that my book club picked this month, the books for the buddy reads I had agreed to before, and also books I am doing read-alongs for. I'm doing the Dickens along and I'm only going to read, I think it's 3 chapters this month, so that should be fine even with this crazy schedule. So my goal is to just not overexert myself this month because it is really busy. Like I said, I'm in the middle of a move. My husband and I just bought our first house. Yay us! And I'm just gonna try to get done what I said I would at this point. So the first book that I'm reading, I am doing as a buddy read with Maddie over at the Maddie Hatter. We just finished reading Night Film together, which was a lot of fun. And so this was a book that we both had on our shelves that we really wanted to get to sometime. So we decided, hey, why not read it together? And so this is Middlesex by Eugenides. I read The Virgin Suicides earlier this year and I absolutely loved it. I loved his writing. I'm really looking forward to this. I have read half of the first chapter and I already absolutely love it. This is definitely going on a list of my favorite opening paragraphs to a book. The writing is just as great as I expected it to be. So I'm hoping that it keeps that up for the rest of the novel. And also Maddie's just really fun to read with. So I'm hoping this will be a good pick for us. The next book I'm reading is also a buddy read with Kate at Kate, Howe, and Whitney from All the Shelves. And it is William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying. I'm really excited to read this with those two, especially Whitney. If you follow her channel at all, you know she's been doing that American Lit series chronologically, just showcasing a few books through the years. So I'm looking forward to her insight on this. And Kate is just always fun to buddy read with. So as I mentioned in my haul, this book is about a family on their way to a funeral, and it shifts and every character has a perspective chapter that's written in first person, and it's these people, like I said, on their way to a funeral, and I believe one of the chapters is even from the perspective of the dead person. I've heard this is an intimidating read, but honestly, even if this wasn't a modern classic, that premise alone would be something that would prompt me to pick this up on my own. I mean, it's in the South, it's got multiple perspectives, and it's about death, so feels like a win for me. The next book that I'm reading this month, I am also doing as a buddy read with Kate at Kate Howe. I think we're planning on later in the month since we're doing As I Lay Dying this week. But this is Edith Wharton's House of Mirth. I read The Age of Innocence when I was in high school and I absolutely loved it. It is one of my favorite books at all time. I just absolutely fell in love with the writing and the characters. I've been wanting to read more of her stuff and I have no idea why it's taken me up till now, like from high school till now, to pick up something else by her. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be Kate's first Wharton, so it'll be fun to do this together. And if you guys follow Stripped Cover Lit at all, they've been kind of trying to make short stories happen on BookTube, and I've decided to give in because I don't read a whole lot of short stories. So I had bought this at a library sale. This is Clive Barker's Books of Blood. These are horror short stories because I love horror. So this is something I'm not planning to like blaze my way through. This is something I want to read a story here and there because I did not have a great experience with the last collection of horror short stories I went through, and I think it might have been better if I had taken that approach with it. There was one I really like. It was called The Yattering and Jack. So if you can get a copy of the Books of Blood, it's in book 1. The Yattering and Jack is fantastic. I absolutely love it. And if you guys don't know, Clive Barker is a horror writer, probably most well known. He wrote The Hellbound Heart, which was a novella that Hellraiser is based on, and then later became like the whole Hellraiser franchise. I actually don't know if he wrote any more books about that kind of world and the Cenobites, so I might have to look into that. Or if you know if he wrote more books about that, please let me know. I would be totally interested in checking that out. So making my way through this is books 1 through 3. I think there's 5 or 6. I mentioned in my library haul that the short story that inspired the movie Candyman was in this book. That was a lie. I think it's either in another collection of short stories or it's in volumes 4 through 6. I don't know, but it's not in this one, unfortunately. So won't be reading that story in this, but seems to be a lot of good ones, and I'm excited to dive into a few of these. So thanks, Strip Coverlet, for inspiring me to pick up some short story collections. And the pick for my book club this month was by Kent Haruf, or Haruf, I am so sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. And it is called Our Souls at Night. It is a novella. It takes place in a small town in Colorado. It follows these 2 elderly people, an elderly man and woman who are both widowed. And the woman comes up to the man with a bit of an interesting proposition. She asks him if he would like to come over to her house and sleep in her bed. Not anything sexual. She just misses the feeling of having someone else in bed with her. She thinks it would just help her sleep to just have somebody near her, maybe help her feel a little safer, and just to have someone to talk to at night because she gets lonely. And she tells him that he probably feels the same way, you know, with his wife being gone for so many years. So they agree, and you get to watch this whole relationship unfold, and these elderly people get to know each other, and just this relationship that starts to blossom, and them dealing with how the other citizens in this small town take to their little arrangement. And it's really great. I am totally loving it, and that's something I just love about book clubs, because this is a book I would have never picked up on my own. I would have just totally passed by it if it was on a shelf, but I am glad that we picked it this month, and it was a book that I got to read that I normally wouldn't read, so I really, really liked it. I am also planning, I haven't gotten my copy yet, of participating in Kate's All Creatures Great and Small read-along. I have requested a copy. Hopefully I'm going to go pick it up today. But we are reading the All Creatures Great and Small series throughout summer, so June we're supposed to read the first one, which is All Creatures Great and Small. So hopefully I'll be getting on with that. I may have said that it was going to be a small reading month, but that actually does seem like it's going to be a lot. But anyway, that is all I am planning to read this June. Have you guys read any of these books? What are your thoughts on them? Please let me know. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you again soon.